Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy.
Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
It's no secret that Katt Williams has never been a Steve Harvey fan. In fact, Katt has publicly called out Steve on more than one occasion for being a liar and selling his soul for money and fame. But in the latest turn of events, Katt is apparently pointing the finger at Steve for allegedly pimping out his daughter Lori to the man who is slowly but surely getting exposed as a real-life demon, Sean Diddy Combs. Lori never admitted she was in a relationship with Diddy. However, photos don't lie, and these two have been spotted sharing PDA on more than one occasion. They were even seen getting all cozy in front of Lori's parents, Steve and Marjorie, which means that not only did Steve know about Lori dating Diddy, but he also gave this bizarre relationship his stamp of approval. Now, the reason Lori's relationship with Diddy is bizarre is not only because of their age difference. Of course, that's already creepy enough because Diddy is 28 years older than Lori. Let that sink in. When Lori was born, Diddy was almost 30 and already had a 5-year-old son. But there's another reason why Lori hooking up with Diddy is extremely problematic. It was recently revealed that Lori was very close with Diddy's late ex, Kim Porter. In fact, they were so close that when Kim died, Lori shared a now-deleted Instagram post, referring to Kim as her mama. And yet, just months after Kim's sudden and mysterious passing, Lori started an affair with Diddy, and Steve Harvey, the self-proclaimed relationship guru, approved of this? Well, no wonder people are looking at Steve Harvey sideways, especially now that Diddy is getting exposed for all kinds of vile things, from putting his hands on women to trafficking teenagers. And one of the people who is probably now saying, "I told you so," is Katt Williams, because Katt has been trying to warn us for years that Steve is the complete opposite of what he portrays himself as in public. But what exactly did Katt say about Steve and Diddy? And is it really true that Steve pimped out Lori to Diddy? Let's get into it.
That's in his autobiography, sir. In his autobiography, he tells you who he slept with, what he did. That's what made him the GOAT.
Ever since Cassie filed her explosive lawsuit against Diddy on November 16th, one day after the 5th anniversary of Kim Porter's death, it's like karma has been putting in overtime to expose not just Diddy and all his alleged crimes, but also his enablers. And word on the street is that one of these enablers is none other than Mr. Steve Harvey. Steve has been laying low ever since Diddy's downfall started. However, their friendship is well documented, and Stevie always spoke highly of Diddy. Now, before we go into what Katt Williams said about Steve elegantly being Diddy's handler, let's take a closer look at Diddy's very strange relationship with Steve's daughter, Lori Harvey. Rumors about Lori's romantic entanglements with both Diddy and his son Justin have been swirling for years. However, the true fascination surrounding Lori's connections with the Combs family goes beyond just rumors, because recent revelations have shed light on Lori's close bond with the late Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-girlfriend and mother of 3 of his children. Kim died suddenly on November 15, 2018, at the age of 47, supposedly due to complications of pneumonia, and just months later, Lori was spotted getting cozy with Diddy in public.
Hey, there's Lori Harvey, you know, Steve Harvey's 22-year-old stepdaughter, in New York looking super happy. And there's Diddy looking, nervous.
So this is fueling the dating rumors that have been going on for a few weeks now.
Yeah, they've been hanging out. Saw her getting out of Diddy's car last week at Nobu, but...
And while Lori later explicitly denied that she dated both Diddy and his son Justin, she didn't exactly clarify if this meant she only dated the father. Now, besides the suspicious timeline of Lori's romance with Diddy, another bizarre detail in this story is the fact that Lori affectionately used to call Kim Porter Mama, which raises all kinds of questions regarding ethical boundaries. Now, you probably know that there's a long-standing conspiracy about Diddy allegedly being involved in Kim Porter's death. Multiple people have said that Kim was writing a tell-all book before she died. And then there's also the fact that Kim's ex-husband, Al B. Sure, publicly referred to Kim's death as murder in a since-deleted Instagram post. But see, not only did Al delete this post, he allegedly almost got deleted himself. Just months after publicly voicing his doubts about the official cause of Kim's death, Al B. developed multiple organ failure and spent 2 months in a coma. And amid all these disturbing coincidences. Another set of rumors started to circulate, linking Lori Harvey to the downfall of Kim Porter and painting a bleak narrative of betrayal. The timeline alone is strange enough because just months after Lori shared a now-deleted message on her Instagram referring to Kim as Mama, she suddenly embarked on a whirlwind romance with Diddy. Their joint appearances at events, social outings, vacations, and even hints at a possible pregnancy sparked a lot of controversy. And this contrast becomes especially significant in light of Kim's documented struggles with Diddy. Rumors about Lori hooking with Diddy first started swirling on the internet in early 2019, just months after Kim Porter's passing. According to this report by Hot New Hop Hop, during the first week of March 2019, Diddy and Lori attended a reggae music festival in Miami together. By the way, Lori was 22 at the time and Diddy was 50 years old. After footage of Lori and Diddy at the music festival started spreading like wildfire on social media, Lori's representative quickly issued a statement to TMZ, categorically denying any romantic involvement between Lori and Diddy. But despite this denial, there were multiple instances during the summer of 2019 that contradicted this claim, as Lori and Diddy were repeatedly seen together on various occasions, including this late-night stroll in New York City. Finally, in July 2019, a source close to Lori confirmed in a statement to Hollywood Life that Lori and Diddy have indeed become close after Kim Porter's death. However, the insider still insisted that the relationship was platonic and that Lori was simply helping Diddy deal with grief because she also lost someone close to her. The source said, Lori has been friends with the whole family for years, but she and Diddy have gotten a lot closer over the past 6 months or so, really since Kim's death, because Lori was very close to Kim too. She was grieving too, so she was really able to be there for Diddy in his grief. She uplifts him. This has been one of the hardest times of Diddy's life, if not the hardest. So anyone that can bring light to his life, he cherishes. And Lori has a way of making him smile. She makes him happy. They're good friends. However, the fact that Diddy and Lori went to a reggae music festival just 3 months after Kim's passing, and then to a strip club in Atlanta where, according to TMZ, Diddy was making it rain all night, raised a lot of eyebrows. Sure, everyone grieves differently, but still, one can't help but wonder, how come Diddy had so much energy to party at strip clubs with Lori, just months after Kim died, while at the same time claiming he was going through one of the hardest times of his life? And while Diddy remains the main villain in all these narratives, Lori's role also raises some serious questions. To start with, Lori was rumored to have hooked up with Diddy's son, Justin Combs, shortly before she went public with Diddy. And this is when people started saying there must be something seriously wrong with Diddy if he's going after his son's rumored ex. Now, to be clear, there is no actual proof that Lori dated Justin Combs. They were spotted a couple of times at the same party. However, Lori was never touchy-feely with Justin the way she was with Diddy. What's also interesting is that back in January, shortly after Lori started dating her now ex Damson Idris, she sat down for an interview with E! News host Adrienne Bailon and strongly denied dating the Combs father-son duo.
But I've always wanted to know, what is like the biggest misconception about who Lori Harvey is?
It's so funny because I'm so quiet.
Yeah.
There's been so many stories that have been made up about me. I've heard I've dated a father and son before.
Not true?
Absolutely not true.
But technically, Lori didn't deny dating just the father. And then, what's also worth pointing out is that E! News has now deleted this interview from their official YouTube channel, and you can only find short snippets of it shared by fans on social media. So it looks like someone's PR team is working overtime to erase all traces of Lori and Diddy's relationship. But you already know that the internet never forgets, and no one can beat social media detectives when it comes to digging up dirt on these celebrities. And one crucial detail that fans recently unearthed is the message Lori shared on her Instagram shortly after Kim Porter's passing. Lori posted this photo of her and the late Kim with the caption that read, "Having a hard processing this one. You were such a beautiful person inside and out. Thank you for always being so sweet and loving to me. I'm so glad I told you how much I loved and missed you the last time I saw you. Your energy was truly something special. An angel on earth earth and now in heaven. Rip Mama Kim. Now, again, we all process grief differently, but it still seems strange, to say the least, that a 22-year-old girl would be interested in dating a 50-year-old ex-boyfriend of the dead woman she used to call Mama. Because if Kim was a mother figure to Lori, what does that make Diddy? Granted, Kim and Diddy were already broken up when Kim died, but still, Kim was very much part of Diddy's life, and she's the mother of 3 of his children. So the fact that Lori allegedly hooked up with Diddy just 3 months after Kim died is quite frankly disturbing. On top of that, we've all heard stories about Diddy's alleged mistreatment of Kim, from emotional abuse and controlling behavior to vicious beatings. And it's hard to imagine that Lori was completely unaware of these rumors, because everyone in those circles knew just how toxic Diddy was to Kim. What's also disturbing is that Lori actually resembles young Kim Porter, which led some fans to speculate that Diddy hooking up with Lori so quickly after Kim's passing was almost like some kind of twisted fantasy. One fan tweeted back then, "Lori Harvey looks like Kim Porter, and I am convinced that Diddy is being creepy and weird considering how he's been whining over how he lost the love of his life. Now he's gone and found a lookalike." And then someone else pointed out that Lori looks like a combination between Kim Porter and Cassie. Now, let's be clear, placing blame on Lori for Kim's demise wouldn't be fair. And Diddy certainly takes the lead as the #1 villain in all these narratives. However, it's still shocking to think that Lori might have betrayed Kim's trust by getting involved with Diddy under those circumstances. And even if Lori didn't know the whole history between Diddy and Kim, it's a stretch to believe that an industry veteran like her dad, Steve Harvey, was also in the dark. Steve must have known exactly who Diddy was and how he does business, because they've reportedly known each other since the 90s. Also, in August 2019, Lori and Diddy took a family trip to Italy with Steve and Marjorie, and these photos of Lori affectionately touching Diddy's neck pretty much confirmed what everyone had already suspected by that point. And then the following month, the story took another shocking twist when Lori and Diddy took another vacation, this time to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. And Lori sparked pregnancy rumors after TMZ snapped these photos of Diddy touching her belly.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they were seen in Cabo, and at one point, Diddy reaches underneath her blouse to touch her stomach, almost as in like a, oh, baby.
Yeah.
Luckily, the pregnancy rumors were proven to be false, but it still boggles the mind how Steve Harvey was fine with all this. Granted, Lori was a grown woman, and it's not like Steve could actually ban her from seeing Diddy, but what kind of father would go on a vacation to watch his 22-year-old daughter with a 50-year-old man? And not just any man, but a man with one of the worst reputations in the industry. Now, going back to those photos of Lori and Diddy in Italy, these photos recently again started making the rounds on social media due to one seemingly small detail: Lori's nail polish. In case you missed it, Cassie revealed in her lawsuit that Diddy made her wear white nail polish during forced freak-off sessions with male S-workers, because he enjoyed seeing the contrast of her nails against the S-workers' dark skin. Now, does this 100% confirm Lori also took part in some types of freak-offs with Diddy? Well, no, of course not. However, rumors are now starting to circulate that Lori had some kind of a girlfriend contract with Diddy, and allegedly, this contract was brokered by none other than her dad, Steve. Besides that, recent reports suggest that Katt Williams has allegedly told people in his inner circle that Steve should be investigated next because he might have been involved in some shady activities with Diddy. And this isn't even the first time Katt tried to warn the public about Steve Harvey and the dark side of the industry. Katt, widely known for his hilarious comedy, has carved out a niche for himself with his unmatched humor, dynamic performances, and record-breaking stand-up specials. But even with his prominent place among Hollywood's comedic elites, he hasn't received the same mainstream support as some of his peers, including Steve Harvey. See, there's this widespread feeling that Katt Williams might have faced professional consequences because he consistently called out the shady dealings of Hollywood's elite. Not only that, but Katt has always shown a clear dislike for both Steve and Diddy, often dropping hints in public that these two have a bunch of skeletons in their closets. All the way back in 2009, Katt publicly challenged Steve Harvey to a comedy battle, claiming that he would take Steve's King of Comedy title.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to you. because you didn't have to accept this. You could have just said, no, I'm not going to do it. You have been the king of comedy as long as we've had one. Matter of fact, the whole phrase, king of comedy, can be attributed to you.
Now, Steve initially accepted Katt's offer. However, he later changed his mind and the battle never happened. And we can all probably guess why. But Katt never stopped coming for Steve, and in a recently resurfaced freestyle from 2011, Katt threw shots not only at Steve, but also at his friend Diddy.
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? And Steve Harvey, I heard about your book. I'm proud of your success, but look, better stop telling people that lies before you be somewhere and meet one of my motherfucking guys. You see, when I'm around, them is polite.
Now, a lot of people back then dismissed Katt, claiming he was on drugs and even speculating about his mental health. But the tables have turned for sure. And people are now saying that Katt has been trying to warn us all along about Steve and Diddy. It's also widely believed that the higher-ups in the entertainment world decided to shut Katt down because Katt wouldn't play along with the rules. In other words, he wouldn't keep his mouth shut about the behind-the-scenes dirty work that goes on. And we all know by now that anytime a celebrity tries to out of the industry, they either end up dead under mysterious circumstances, or they are pegged as a crazy drug addict. One fan commented on the recently resurfaced video of Katt dissing Steve and Diddy, saying, "Katt was trying to tell us 12 years ago, and the way this video has aged is insane. Everything is really being exposed now." And another person added, "Steve Harvey knows that he can't handle Katt Williams. That's just a fact. Everyone that's ever witnessed Steve Harvey's comedy and Katt Williams knows that Steve is no match for Katt. And we also know that Steve drank the Kool-Aid." As for the disturbing rumors about Steve acting as Diddy's handler and allegedly pimping out Lori to Diddy, here's what folks online are saying. One fan commented, "Didn't they say Steve owed Diddy a debt and that's how he and Lori ended up dating? Which makes it worse. If that's true, it's sad if Lori is being used and passed around to pay off Steve's debts." Allegedly. And then someone else wrote, "Diddy has known Steve Harvey since the late 90s or early 2000s, meaning he knew Lori even before she was 10 years old when he was already a grown man in his mid to late 30s, but he still dated her? That's creepy AF. It's different if he knew her as an adult, but since she was little, it proves how creepy he is. And Steve Harvey was okay with that. Steve ain't and she's not his real daughter, but any man would have a problem with a grown man dating his young daughter. But how do you feel about all these theories surrounding Stevie and Diddy's friendship, as well as Diddy's alleged romance with Lori? And do you think Katt Williams really tried to warn us about Diddy and Steve? Comment down below and don't